Welcome to Neverdeath Graveyard, the first of the 5 zones for leveling a character in Neverwinter. Long ago, this graveyard was built as a resting place for the city's dead, a sacred ground under the protection of Kalemba, the god of death and justice. The priests and doom guides tended it with care, ensuring that the souls of the departed would sleep in peace. But peace in Neverdeath never lasts forever. Centuries of war, disaster, and corruption left the graveyard cracked and broken. Then came the spell plague and the ruining to cataclysms that shattered the very fabric of Fern. Magic went wild, cities fell, and many who were buried here did not stay at rest. From the chaos rose new dangers. Valindra's Shadowmantle, once a powerful red wizard of Thay, seized the graveyard for her own dark purposes. With her mastery over necromancy, she raised an army of the dead, twisting Neverdeath into a cursed, restless land. Today, the graveyard is full of horrors. Skeletal remains wandering aimlessly, zombie hulks clawing from their broken graves, and worse things lurking in the mists. In the shadow of the graveyard, where the dead refuse to rest and the land is forever scarred by dark magic, there is a force that seeks to restore balance. This force is none other than Kalemba, the god of death. Unlike other gods who revel in the power of life or destruction, Kalemba stands apart. He is the guardian of the natural cycle, the one who ensures that death is not perverted by the undead or twisted into unnatural horrors. But the land of Neverdeath Graveyard has been forever changed by those who seek to manipulate death for their own dark purposes. The undead that roam the graveyard, raised by the necromantic powers of Valindra's Shadowmantle, have shattered the natural balance. The souls that should have passed into the afterlife linger here, trapped and corrupted by the twisted magics of the graveyard. It is here that Kalemba's doom guides step in, acting as his divine agents in the mortal realm. The Doom Guides are holy warriors, chosen and empowered by Kalemba to fight against the rise of undead, and to ensure that the dead are properly laid to rest. They are Kalemba's hands in the mortal world clerics, paladins, and other holy warriors who dedicate themselves to the Lord of the Dead's will. These champions are not mere priests of death, they are relentless in their mission, carrying out Kalemba's judgment with unyielding devotion. But their battle is not easy, for in the Neverdeath Graveyard, the forces of necromancy are powerful. Valindra's Shadowmantle, the Red Wizard of Thay, has tainted this land with her dark sorcery, raising armies of the dead and creating an unholy army of undead monstrosities. The graveyard, once a resting place for the dead, is now a battleground for control of the spirits. This is where the Doom Guides come into play. Their task is clear. They must purge the graveyard of the necromantic influence that has corrupted it, restoring the natural cycle of life and death. But the work is a long and difficult one. The undead they face are not simple mindless creatures. They are often the remains of once living beings, twisted and turned into instruments of chaos and suffering. The Doom Guides fight not only the physical dead, but the spiritual unrest that keeps the graveyard in turmoil. Every time they venture into the graveyard, the Doom Guides must contend with new threats. Zombie hulks, vast and monstrous versions of their former selves, claw their way from the earth. Skeletal remains wander in search of fresh victims, and the shadow of Valindra looms over it all, for she is not one to relinquish control easily. The magic she commands is as dangerous as the creatures she raises, and only the most stalwart of Kalemba's followers can hope to stand against it. But the Doom Guides are not without their strength. Their connection to Kalemba is one of divine power and judgment. They are not just fighting to rid the land of Valindra's influence. They are ensuring that the souls of the dead are allowed to rest in peace. For when the dead are raised unnaturally, they are often trapped in torment, unable to reach the afterlife. The Doom Guides bring release to these souls, ensuring they are laid to rest where they belong. As they journey through the graveyard, the Doom Guides act as the last line of defense between life and death's natural course, fighting to prevent the endless cycle of the undead from overwhelming the world. They are Kalembas who made manifest a reminder that even in a place as dark and cursed as Neverdeath Graveyard, there is still hope for the dead to find peace, and the balance between life and death can be restored. But the struggle is far from over. The battle between Kalemba's followers and the forces of necromancy continues. with the fate of the souls trapped in this graveyard hanging in the balance. And so, the Doom Guards march forward, with Kellermer's blessing, knowing that their work will never be truly finished until the graveyard is freed from the dark magic that holds it in its grasp. The fight to restore order in Neverdeath is a battle that will continue to echo through the ages, as long as the dead rise and the living strive to protect their eternal rest.
By Celebor's blade.
A necromancer raised up my father as a zombie.
You are too late! He is mine!
Who is it? Who's there? I can barely see. Gods. I'm dead, aren't I? Well, thank you for stopping the ritual. They made us watch as they transformed Stonehammer. It was horrible. I should go. Helmore calls me to my rest. Please, burn my body so that no use to Belindra.
We've gotta hide. Hide before they find us. They're everywhere. Crawling up from the ground and hunting us like animals. There's no way out now. No. Yes. I don't know. I'm hurt and scared. And ashamed that I allowed my faith in Kellenborn to waver. Have you found any of the others?
I suppose I should be thankful any of us made it through this. Trap. The Thayans lured us into the rift and ambushed us. Apparently, Valindra wanted our blood to supercharge her rituals and gain some Caliborn priests as pets in the process. If it is safe to go, I should report to Doom Guide Volok.
Calimbor, watch over you. This blasphemy cannot... Well done. For years, the Tree of Sin